There are many people alive today that did not receive their parents' love and approval, and despite those painful circumstances, the Bible says that all children are a gift from God. Today we're going to look at that chapter, Psalm 127, with Dr. James Merritt. What does this chapter teach us about good parenting?
I'll tell you the number one principle I think it teaches along with parenting. Anybody can build a house, but only God can build a home. There's a big difference between a house and a home. There are too many houses in our own country that don't have homes living in them, unfortunately. And then you read this psalm, and this is a word for every parent out there. You read this psalm, and you realize exactly what it takes to be the kind of parent that not only you ought to be, but that every child deserves to have. Number one, we need to give every child what I call valuable distinction. One thing I'd say to parents today that this teaches us, I've heard parents say, well, I treat all my children the same. If you treat all your children the same, you're a bad parent, because children are not the same. They have different personalities. They have different passions. They have different interests. I didn't treat all my kids the same. You can't. Some child needs maybe a little spanking every now and then, a little light tap. Some children just need a word, and that's all they need. So you want to give children valuable distinction. You want to let them know you're special because of who you are. It doesn't matter if you don't play football like your brother. It doesn't matter if you can't cheerlead like your sister. You are valuable in and of yourself. Number two, you got to give your child spiritual direction. And I think that's the most important role of a parent. Our job is to make sure we take the baton of the gospel and we pass it down to our children, and they pass it down to their children. As a matter of fact, Dwight L. Moody said, I think it's great, he said, if you want to know what kind of a parent you really were, go look at your children, look at your grandchildren. So we've got to get our kids spiritual direction. And then you've got to give your children loving discipline. You do have to do that. I know that's popular today, but God has not called us to be just our child's best friend. He's called us to be mom and dad, to give them discipline when they need it. And then finally, we've got to give them emotional development. We've got to let them make their own way, be their own person, and encourage them to do what God calls them to do.
It's amazing that all of this wisdom can be found in the Bible, and also specifically in the Psalms. You really dove into the Psalms in your new book, 52 Weeks Through the Psalms. Thanks for partnering with us, and so that we can get it into people's hands.
You know, may seem like a bold statement, but everything you'd want to know about being a good parent is really found in a couple of chapters in Psalms. And for your gift to this ministry, we'll send you a copy of the book.
Thanks so much. If you want to get your copy of 52 Weeks of the Psalms, please give us a call at 1-800-265-3100. You can also go to crossroads.ca, and we'd love to send it out to you. It's our thank you for your support of this ministry.